KTM is saved, but at what cost? The creditors have agreed to the restructuring plan, but now the rumor mill is buzzing. BMW is reportedly interested in an acquisition, a traditional manufacturer from Austria, soon to be in Bavarian hands. What would that mean for KTM? Will the production stay in Mattighofen, or is there even a threat of shifting it to India? And above all, will KTM still be KTM if BMW takes control? The fact remains that the future of the brand is indeed at stake. There are quite a few compelling signs indicating that a historic takeover might currently be underway. Right now, these are merely unconfirmed rumors being discussed so fervently that we should really take a closer examination.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
On February 25, 2025, the final official decision was made. The creditors unanimously agreed to approve the much-anticipated restructuring plan. KTM can continue operating, but a significant debt is there, needing careful attention. The total debt amounts to 2.25 billion euros, with a substantial 2 billion recognized, truly a heavy and massive burden. The restructuring plan stipulates that 30% of the creditor claims must be made in form of a one-off payment. 548 million of these must be deposited with the restructuring administrator by May 23rd at the latest. The big question is, where will the money come from? Who is behind the rescue? And this is where BMW comes into play.
BMW as savior or destroyer of the KTM brand.
Suddenly, BMW appears as a potential buyer. Insiders report, according to OE24, that the insolvency administrator Dr. Peter Vogel might favor BMW as the buyer or keeps an eye on them. So far, Bajaj from India and CF Moto from China have been considered the main interested parties, as they are already long-time KTM partners. Stefan Söchling, owner of Remus, is also in the conversation, but now BMW likely have a foot in the door. But what would a takeover by BMW mean? Rumors are already suggesting that the development might be moved from Mattighofen to Munich. The production site in Austria is seriously at risk. Up to 4,500 jobs in the region of Mattighofen could potentially be lost. Instead of Austria, India could potentially become the new KTM location. This change would not only impact KTM, but also affect the entire supplier industry across Austria. Political discussions would inevitably follow, yet the Oberbank in Linz is actually in favor of a potential sale to BMW. Others warn of a chain reaction that could significantly weaken the Austrian motorcycle industry if production, or at least parts of it, are indeed relocated. The pressure is mounting, but what happens to the KTM brand itself? Will it still be recognizable under BMW?
Will KTM still be KTM?
Would BMW dismantle KTM and rebuild from scratch? BMW likely has a strong interest in KTM, particularly in off-road and enduro motorcycles. Given BMW's limited presence in this area, KTM's expertise could swiftly change the dynamics, transforming opportunities for BMW. But what about the design and appearance of the motorcycles themselves? KTM and BMW both have very distinct and unique looks. Orange turning into blue and white now? Some insiders speculate that BMW could potentially adjust the branding. No more orange, but rather the typical BMW colors. That would probably be quite a shock for many fans. Does this hint at the end of KTM as a standalone brand? Could BMW genuinely be willing to go that far? But it's not just the design that's at risk. The production strategy could also change radically.
Is there a threat of relocation to India?
BMW already has partners in India. TVS manufactures smaller BMW models. Bajaj has been involved in KTM production for years. Is relocating production a smart choice for BMW? Yes, as it helps significantly cut down operating expenses effectively. And yes, because it could make KTM economically more stable. But that would probably also be the end of the Made in Austria tradition. I must emphasize once more that these are presently just rumors, but then it wouldn't truly be a KTM anymore, nor would it be a BMW either. KTM would then likely just become another cheap, ordinary mass-market brand. What do you think? Would moving production really mean the end of KTM as we've known and appreciated it?
BMW denies, but not unequivocally.
Officially, BMW states it's purely just speculation. But a definitive rejection sounds different. The fact is, insiders see BMW as a favorite to make the purchase. The essential creditors vote is through, and now KTM urgently needs money. BMW would have the means and the structures to take over KTM, so the next few weeks are crucial. KTM is at a critical crossroads, but where will its journey head next? Let's briefly summarize. KTM remains for now, but whose control will it be under? Will the brand remain independent, or will it soon come under the ownership of BMW or another company? I personally consider all of this to be extremely speculative rumors and can't really imagine that BMW would actually take over KTM, and if I find it difficult to imagine that the location in Mattighofen would be completely dismantled, but this is just my own personal opinion. What are your thoughts? Would a takeover by BMW be the best option for KTM or the end of the cult brand?